Bijan, I want to talk to you before about one aspect of your game to take to the next level is the explosives.
Yeah.
Been close so many times.
Yeah.
And talking to Coach Petrie and Zach, they said that they've kind of showed you some things to kind of help with that. Are the things they're talking to you about, like putting defenders in conflict and kind of like waiting a little bit later to make a move, is that something you can work on out here at all?
Yeah, I mean, I work on it every single day.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the explosives is we always want them. And, you know, we've added so many things to this offense so we can create more explosives. And for me, like, you know, sometimes it's that one defender, but now that's what I've been working on all season. Just seeing that free hitter and making moves off him. I think sometimes I got caught because on that outside zone, like I would make a move and I would break it, but there's always a defender that I gotta try to break at the end, and sometimes he would give me. So now for this season, like knowing where he is and, you know, whatever run scheme that we run and finding that open hole, because our O-line's obviously really good, like obviously good enough, and they're really good as they play together. But when I see that hole, just take it, and I mean the rest is history from there. So that's the next step, obviously. And you know, we all want it. We're all waiting for that Saquon type of season from when it comes to explosives. But I've been working on it a lot this offseason, and obviously when it gets to the season, it's time to go show it and go do the work the right way.
The things they're talking about. Easy for us to say, stand on the sideline, all right, you're getting open field, make a move later, put the defender in conflict, but you're trying to do this at full speed during the game. I mean, that's a difficult thing to do, right? I mean, it looks difficult, but it's not. Like, I've been gifted to do stuff like this, so now it's on me and the O-line and the team and just the timing and, you know, how I see defenders and how I break down defenders, because I can break defenders down in holes and I can break them down two at a time, but like now it's like, when it's those 50-yard runs, like me and my coach joke all the time, like we're done with 30-yard runs, like and all that stuff, like and so like now it's time to get those like 60-yard, 50-yard. So I've been doing a lot more like explosive drills. I've been doing a lot more running, 100 yards, like sprinting, so we can be prepared for, you know, obviously God willing when those moments come in all the games.
What are your thoughts on the NFL as far as them allowing NFL players playing flag football, you know, in the Olympics, and would you participate if they asked you to?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome. I think all it does is grow the game a lot, and I think for me, like, I grew up playing flag football, and that was my off-season game, was flag and 7-on-7. So, you know, I feel like it's always an honor to play for your country. Like, you always want to play for your country, and I would love to like show my skill set on that type of stage. But obviously, like, there's a lot of great flag football players out here, and that's all that they play, and they're very specific in the game. And like, you have guys that they can be running with the football and they can get this low to the ground, just to, like, not get touched. No NFL players doing that, or trying to do that at least. So I think it's gonna come down to, like, obviously our schedule and like where it lies and how the teams can, like, if they let us even go. But I would love to play in that game if given the opportunity. But obviously, like, we'll see, and I don't want it to affect my team and what we got going on here. So yeah.
Bijan, Raheem was telling us about you guys went to a fight together, boxing match, the Hank Davis fight.
Yeah.
You met some of his old friends from
Yeah.
New Jersey. What was that experience like, just being with Coach?
Oh, it was sick, man. Like, me and him got to, you know, bond, and, you know, he got to know who I was more as a person as I did him. And I mean, I'm gonna tell you, like, I have a cool friend group, I think, but he has them dudes are wild. Like, they're super funny. They're super sweet people. But you can tell, like, when they're together, it's all jokes, endless jokes. And then you can just tell that they all grew up together. So, like, that love is always there. And, like, it's just cool, like, to see, like, where he came from and who he is. And y'all get to see him out, how he is at practice. Like, imagine all his friend group the same way at practice. Like, they're just all, like, just fun and good people. So it was a good time, man.
Do you think that was Coach's way of kind of like bringing you in and saying, like, hey, you're one of the leaders of this team now, you're one of the faces of this team now moving forward?
Yeah, I mean that, but I think it was, like, genuinely, like, you know, we were just trying to just go bond and have a good time at this boxing match. You know, me and him, I think we're real similar in personalities when it comes to just trying to be great people to everybody. And, you know, when we were together, like, it was like just a super good time to go just interact with more people, and other people got to see us together and see how we interact together. So it was pretty cool.
How does that translate to the field?
It's huge, because, like, if you can build chemistry with your coach, and if he can obviously create trust in you and, you know, on and off the field, like, I mean, that's huge for you as a player, but then me as a leader and, you know, telling some of the guys, like, you know, you have to expect this and this and this so you can be at your best, and that coach can respect you and he can, you know, treat you as you want to be treated. Like, I think it's pretty huge. So being there with him and being around him and how he reacts and how he, you know, does things away from football, like, it was pretty cool.
Bijan, what do you appreciate about the way Mike approaches the quarterback position?
Yeah, I mean, he does it like every other, you know, great quarterback in the league. And I think with him is, you know, he has a good supporting cast to help him out every single day. And, you know, he doesn't have to worry about, you know, MEs and stuff like that around him. Like, he has guys that are committed to the plan as he is. And, you know, I think that coach does a good job. You know, Coach Zach does a good job of making him prepared for the day. And, I mean, if he has a missed throw or a misread or I'm always right behind him, and I'm gonna tell him how it is. And I think what's cool is like a relationship, so I can actually talk to him as a brother and not as a teammate. And he'll listen to me as if I do something wrong, I'll listen to him. So I think with him and being comfortable with the offense now, I think that's what's helping him out a lot.
There are so many pieces, including yourself, on this offense, and it's been slowly building over the last couple of years. How much do you think that this could potentially be an opportunity for you guys to break through and show everybody you guys can be something really special?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we talk about every day. Like, we know that we have to do it. At this point, like, you know, it's not a want to, it's we need to, because not only that everybody's waiting for that to happen, and, you know, me and Zach joke a lot, like, you know, we finished 6th in the league, I guess, in all-purpose offense. Like, that's not good enough. Like, that's 6 is not good enough. There was 5 other teams that were better than us, and that was on our part. And that was we got to look ourselves in the mirror and be like, what do we need to do to become the offense that everybody talks about, the offense that everybody mimics, and that even all the kids want to be like. So all that plays into it, but I think that's just us being there one day at a time and coming out here one day at a time and not feeling no pressure, but just really just having fun and, you know, making all of our teammates better.
You put some thought into the flag football answer. What was your thought whenever you saw it come through right off the bat?
Yeah, I mean, I was happy. I was happy. Like, you know, flag football is like a really fun sport. Obviously, like, it's growing. I was just in Germany, and, like, I was at the flag football camp. So they had all these kids from Germany playing flag football and playing well. So that made me happy. And to see that they're, you know, very enthusiastic about it. And, you know, I was trying to, like, get one of their flags and, like, them making moves. Like, I'm like, they could be good.
They juked you out?
No. Yeah. But they could be really good, though, like, in the next, 2 years when the Olympics comes. And I mean, I'm just excited to see how much it grows up to that point. But like I said, like, if I can, you know, if Raheem lets me go, I will do it. I want to ask you about that.
They have high school flag football teams in Texas?
In Texas, or
yeah.
Oh yeah. It's in Texas. It's very big, very big. All over America is really big. Yeah. And like for me, like playing, and because I'm from Arizona, so we played with Tucson Turf, and it was like it was a really dominant flag football team.
So you're saying in high school you played? I thought you meant when you were
high school off season.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. High school off season, I played flag football and 7-on-7, and it was like extremely fun. So, you know, obviously that's 2 years down the line, and we'll see what happens.
I want to hear about your trip to the Champions League. Hanging out with Iniesta, Christian Vieri.
Oh man, that was insane. Like, those are guys I used to play with on FIFA.
I was gonna ask if you even knew who they were.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, just seeing them, and they don't speak really English, right, but like they're the guys that were with them, like they spoke English. So, you know, just hearing their thoughts and how happy they were when we got to exchange. I got to exchange jerseys with them, and they were just like they couldn't believe it, because you could tell, like, you know, American football is something that they're foreign to. So them seeing the guy that plays and come closer to it, and even watching highlights and stuff, like they're just like in awe, because they can see a part of themselves in those highlights and stuff like that. So when I got to see them and exchange jerseys and even get some of their numbers, like, I was like, man, I'm happy. I'm happy. So it was cool.
That's awesome.
Anything else? So, just general vibes of OTAs so far. How's it going out there?
Good. It's fun to have everybody back playing football, doing all that good stuff, getting a good report with Michael again, and just having fun ultimately. I think that the vibes are high. Everybody knows what our goal is, and we're striving towards it.
You guys worked a lot in the offseason together, you and Mike. What's that kind of do at this point? Like, do you feel like you're a little bit further ahead with him because of that, or was that good for you?
it's just reps on reps at the end of the day. I mean, he was thrown into the fire last year, and we got like live reps without even doing much, you know. So that gave me a lot of confidence regardless of anything. And he's a gamer, so I know when he's out there, he's gonna make the right choices in the right place.
Did you guys link here, or was it in Cali, or where did you guys link?
California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was good.
Yeah.
How much of this time of year is like relationship building too? Especially like you said, you were thrown in the fire with him last year.
Yeah.
You got to know him, but like not as much on the field as maybe you would have if you had a whole year of practice with him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, trying to get reps, trying to hang out with him outside of practice, whatever it might be. And Coach Raw's doing an amazing job with that, getting us together, making sure that, you know, we are together outside of the football and the facility. So it makes a difference because, you know, you're fighting for that person right next to you, and you want to know that person.
What are some things that you guys do as team buildings? Is it just kind of like going to meals or?
Going to meals, get together, but I mean, at the same time, we're in here every day working on our stuff, and then, you know, we have times where we laugh in meetings, we talk about other stuff than football, and talk about life because there's a human aspect to this sport, and you got to keep that, right? And so that's what we're doing.
I'm sure you've talked about working with Mike so far, Drake, but what is it like working now that he's the quarterback, he's QB1? How has he approached that?
Good. I think he knows that it's him, you know, and that he's got to lead us now. So there's a little bit of ramp up in that, but at the same time, Mike's Mike. I still haven't seen him waver from who he is. So that gives a lot of promise and gives us a lot of hope, you know.
What do you appreciate about the way he plays quarterback?
I appreciate it because he's calm. Not too many quarterbacks are calm, but him being calm and understanding too that, you know, maybe other people may mess up, and he has an understanding of that. And then at the end of the day, it's just a person of who he is. He's a great dude off the field, and that translates a lot.
Rob, earlier he called you a barnyard bully.
He loves to frame me as this angry dude. Yeah, I mean, yeah, on the field, if you get me angry, I get angry, obviously, but off the field and stuff like that, I'm not. I'm very, very relaxed.
He did say that. He did say off the field, you're a great, cool, calm, and collected guy. But on the field, there is something different about you, football-wise. Was it always that way for you, or did something kind of shift whenever you got to play?
No, it's always been like that. Yeah, it's always been. I could tell you guys stories, but yeah.
We got time.
No, I'm good. I don't got time. I gotta go home. But yeah.
What is it that switches in your head whenever you are playing football? What is your approach to the game that's different?
Obviously, we're competing, and then two, I really like run off of respect. You know, so if I feel like the peer across from me or somebody's not respecting me in the sense of I could play football or just me as a person, then I take that to heart a lot. And then I use that as fuel to go even harder. And you may get an angry side of me or you may just get the very, very competitive side, but it's going to come out at some point.
Drake, how much is your leadership role each year you're here kind of ramp up, and how much more do you embrace that?
I mean, it's up to them to tell me if it grows, you know. I'm just trying to come out here and do my best and make sure that I am who they say I am, and at the end of the day, if anybody needs help, I'm here for them. I view myself as, I guess, a quiet leader. I'm really not trying to say too much, more lead by action, but at the same time, I know that role may be growing to them, so I have to be a little bit more vocal and take that stand, and that's the part that I'm trying to get right now.
Are you comfortable with that?
I would say I'm getting better at it. You know, I'm still, I mean, it's my 4th year, but I'm still one of the younger cats on the team, so it's a little weird, but at the same time, I got to get used to it.
Drake, you had an amazing year last year. How do you unlock the next level?
Play harder, be better, run better routes, catch the ball better, everything. And this is the cool thing about football is that you get to keep on growing, and you get to keep on learning about yourself as a human and as a player. So I'm excited to take this next step, especially with this team, and whatever happens, but I'm really looking for W's.
Can you believe that it's year 4?
No,
you just
I
saying
really
that just
can't.
now was like, wow.
It's crazy. The fact that they even was like 5th-year extension, even hearing 5 years in the league is crazy. But time flies in this sport, and you got to embrace every moment of it. So that's what we're trying to do.
Drake, Zach Robinson told us that he wouldn't trade you for any other receiver in the league. What does it mean to you to just have a coach's confidence?
I mean, that means a ton. For him to even say that, I actually got to go thank him for saying that. But yeah, it means a lot, and I think it just goes to say I try to do my job and do the work that they ask me to do to the best of my level, or best that I can, and hopefully it's paying off.
Do you care when you see these lists about top Justin Jefferson, Jamar? Like, do you care about any?
No, I've always been overlooked my whole life. I mean, I wouldn't say overlooked my whole life, but undermined, I would say. And I mean, it's fine with me. It adds fuel to the fire, and that's cool. But definitely gonna try to make a statement for sure. Been trying to for a while now, and it may not work right now, but it will. Yeah.
I got one more question about just OTAs, off-field activities that you guys do. Like, what's your favorite memory of stuff that you've done, maybe this year or past years during this time?
And last year we went to a water park, which was fun.
Oh yeah.
We rented our water park, and it was amazing seeing like McGarry go down the damn slide and stuff like that. It was great, so it was fun.
I think, like I said, you set personal goals, and how do they evolve?
You
set your personal goals, and how do they evolve?
My personal goals, they stay with me. I don't try to let that get away of any team stuff or anything like that. But just know they're very, very high. Yes, sir.
You mentioned the goal being the best offense in the NFL. That's what you guys have been talking about. Like, this is what we want.
I think it's just your own individual pride in that. I think you want to we got to eliminate. This is my own thought process. Eliminate pre-snap stuff. And then do our job every play consistently so the guys can make plays. And I know they are driven like that. And we have 11 self-driven guys who have accountability for each other and care about each other. So it's going to hopefully lead to good things.
When Bijan gets past the line, and so like your blocking is technically done, do you get to just watch and see what he's able to do and cut through defenses?
Yeah.
What's that like?
Sometimes you can't believe what's happening. You're trying to track the ball. We're trying to finish and run to the ball, run to him. Just to finish the play, and sometimes it's kind of hard to do where he's cuts it back and you're like, I can't move that fast. So he's incredible.
Chris, one of my first days here, I heard the head coach call the scout team offensive line at the time Newsflash and the Boys.
Yeah.
Newsflash and the Crews. Are you now part of the band? Are you part of Neuzil's band?
Yeah, we're part of Neuzil and the Boys. So he's great, and just so proud of him, so happy for him as a friend. And then as a teammate, he did it the hard way, undrafted free agent, worked as hard as he could for 5 years, growing his role every single year. And every time we counted on him, he was there for us, and he's been rewarded. So incredibly happy for him, and then also excited for what we're able to do this year.
I wanted to ask you, I'm sure you talked about this already, but how have you seen him grow as a player during your course?
I think just technically, he's gotten so much better. As a teammate, he's grown and real leader in the offensive line room now through 5 years, and started out holding a bag for everybody and doing what was needed and doing it the best, gave the best look possible, worked as hard as he could when he had his reps, was doing a great job. And then he's given opportunities through unfortunate circumstances last year, and he did phenomenal, and hearing the trust of everybody, and he already had it from us up front, and then to see him have success, excited for this year, and he's been awesome so far.
Do you see him having maybe a closer connection with Michael because they had all those extra reps as the second team for so long? I'm not sure. I'd have to ask Ryan about that, okay. and Mike, but for sure. And I think the staff does such a great job mixing and matching. With Coach Ledford and I, Ryan and I have been taking snaps for 5 years together. I was taking the majority of them with Drew. But I got a lot of snaps with Ryan leading up to last year, and then obviously a lot of in-game snaps. But there's such a familiarity, at least with us, with that.
Well, you're trying to say, we want to be the goal, right, to be the best offense in the NFL and stuff like that. Do you feel like a responsibility of how, just with the weapons you guys have around you, the line set in place and stuff like that? How does that, what's the thought process there of, you feel that responsibility, we need to achieve this?
Yeah, I think that's as an offensive lineman, you always have that responsibility of you need to do your job so others can have success. And then just as an offense, you're trying to have that it's just good team football. When your offense is out on the field moving the ball, scoring in the red zone, that's better for the defense. Those guys are fresher, and it's just complementary team football with that.
and for Penix, it can't be like an easy position to get thrust into like this. Just what have you seen from him, and have you been able, I guess, help him maybe along the lines and kind of in those aspects?
He's still the same guy. I mean, he's cool, calm, and collected as can be, and that's what we love about him. But his urgency is great out here. It's really cool to see him in year 2 have that urgency as the leader on offense, and working with us, communicating with him on just even small things of practice, of how we want to work things out, and he's been phenomenal.
I want to ask you real quick. I totally forgot about Jack Nelson, the rookie.
Yeah.
What have you noticed from him? I talked to him a little bit. He seems kind of like a Wisconsin guy, basically.
Yeah.
That encapsulates it. But
yeah.
What do you notice from him?
Definitely a Wisconsin guy, and then he's been great. He's just a sponge here, trying to learn, doing the best he can, and improving every day, and giving his best effort. And as a rookie, I think the analogy, I think that's the word, is like drinking through a fire hose. Yeah. That's like what the rookie NFL experience is. And just telling him, keep everything in perspective, keep getting better every day. And he's been phenomenal. And I think when you have that mindset just to grow every single day, good things are going to happen. So it's going to be exciting to watch him.
What's the biggest challenge for rookie offensive linemen coming into the NFL? Is it just dealing with the size profiles, that there's the bigger, faster, stronger guys up there?
I think the physicality is definitely the physicality and the speed, and then the consistency is of it. I think I'm just thinking back to my rookie year as Grady. Like, you've never felt a man put his hands on you that way. Like, the first time he puts your hands on your chest, you're like, oh my God, that's different. And then the effort that guys play with on a consistent basis from the first play to the last play is always a bit of an adjustment from college. But like I said, he's got that mindset. He's going to keep growing and be great with it.
Why'd you want to stay here?
Just the culture, being with the guys. I mean, was able just to stay here and develop throughout the 4 years earlier I was here. So it was really nice just being able to know the system, know the guys, and just have a good relationship with everyone.
The culture there, I've heard, is very strong inside that room. Is that also kind of a key to it?
Yeah, it's definitely really nice. I mean, yeah, it's a different culture, and definitely, I mean, what we ask, the speed off the ball, the finish, everything, just it's real different.
How much do you feel like you learned last year once there was 8 starts?
Definitely learned a lot. I mean, practice is more important, getting the looks, getting everything, but getting the game reps, being able just to know the speed, know the looks, different looks, everything's just good, just getting hold of it.
Ryan, for those of us who walked up late, congratulations on the contract, but what was your reaction to finally getting the deal done?
It was really nice. Just being in the building still, just practicing and everything, it was good just to know like we were having the discussions and then finally getting it done. It was definitely a nice thing.
And keeping that continuity in place with Coach Lett and all of the guys that you've been with, how important is that to what this offense can hopefully achieve?
Oh, it's really important. I mean, I've been fortunate enough the past 4 years to remain in the building, remain with the team, and then really just growing up, maturing with guys like Chris Lindstrom, Jake Matthews, learning from Drew, Caleb, and then just being able to stay with Lett is really nice.